episode of the Helping Healing Humor podcast is brought to you in partnership with ministryleague.com. We would love for more people to discover this show, so please rate and review us on iTunes or your podcast provider. Feel free to share on your social media and subscribe at benandtravis.com for the free ebook, 28 Days of Focused Living.
Welcome in to the new revised edition, the Helping Healing Humor podcast with Ben and Travis. I'm the second name at the top of the page, Travis Creasy, here with you with my wonderful co-host, cohort in crime, the second part of the dynamic duo, Ben Hayes. How are you today?
I am pumped up and excited to be here and to start this new era. And it's just awesome. And I'm just glad that you are allowing me to come along still and hang out with you. And it's always a pleasure to do so. And with the two of us, we also have on board Mr. Myhan, our Alfred to the BATcave, the one who takes care of all the stuff in the background and is been doing some major work for us over the last couple of months. Myhan, how are you?
Man, I'm doing really, really well. Glad to be a part of the new Ben and Travis era and everything going on. So just excited to come along for the ride and excited to see everything that's going to be accomplished.
Well, this is just some really cool stuff that we've been doing this podcast, Travis, for I don't know, about a year and a half or so. We've had some interviews. It's been sort of off and on. We would release one every so often, and we had some good responses from that. I think we've had some really great interviews, but maybe the quality of recording wasn't quite to what we started thinking about during this quarantine. The three of us had to work on a lot of different things, Bible classes and other stuff. And we were using Zoom, and we just said, man, it's just such a wide open thing. So many people are learning online these days. And so we wanted the quality to be a little bit better. We wanted the content to be a little bit more consistent. So Travis, you kind of contacted me and said, hey, let's do things a little differently. So tell us a little bit about what's going on and where we're at right now.
Well, we've been issuing these challenges. If you follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/Ben and Travis, we created a group, and it's the Batify Challenge. We'll get into that some, but when you start throwing down challenges to people, this whole like reverse effect thing happens, and you start thinking about, hey, how can we be better? How can we up our game? Because if you're going to challenge people, you got to be pretty good yourself. And so we're obviously into that. We want to do that. And, we want to keep that great content coming, the great interviews that we have with people who are going through different things. And we want to bring that to you, but we want to bring it to you in a high quality way. The Bible talks about doing everything as though you're working for the Lord. And that's what we want to do. We want to present his message, his work, and other people's lives in the highest quality that we can. And so we're going to be upgrading. We're going to continue to upgrade to bring you that message. And, it kind of started with what was going on in my life. A couple of years ago, diagnosed with leukemia. That was kind of what really triggered me to go, hey, we need to be talking up the Lord and what he's doing and how he's working, and especially in those times of struggle. And so that really kind of pushed me to want to start this podcast. And I've got some great friends that are here along with me who, when I come up with these crazy schemes, they're like, yeah, let's do it. And, the challenge was kind of Ben's, and we'll let him talk about that in a minute. And so, if I'm always coming up with crazy schemes and you guys are always jumping in, then when you come up with crazy schemes, I think that I have to as well. I have a responsibility to continue those.
Yeah, and you're kind of the why behind what we're doing this. You've already kind of touched on that a little bit. It had to do with some of the stuff that you went through before, right?
Yeah, in 2018, well, actually 2017, I become a foster parent. Still the hardest thing I've ever done. I'd encourage you to try and do it if that's something the Spirit's leading you to. And then in 2018, I was diagnosed with leukemia, spent 30-something days, almost 40 days in the Huntsville hospital, over 80 transfusions. And we have a podcast about that as well, so I won't go into too much detail. But, God was really present. I don't know that I've had as deep a relationship with him as I had in those moments. And so, I felt it was very important to share that story. And then, of course, that snowballs because I'm not the only one with struggles. I'm not the only one with a why. And so then we want to bring on people who bring that about and have stories to share. And just like I said, everybody has a story to share. So, Ben, why don't you tell us about yours?
Well, like you said, we've already done a couple of podcasts on this in the past, but if you're just kind of getting tuned in to us and this is your first go round with our podcast, then, my story is very similar. I went through a loss when I was in college. My girlfriend was killed in a car accident. I decided to go to counseling, obviously, because that was a really tough time, mad at God, which I'm sure a lot of people have been through those emotions. And just different things. And so I did that, and from that, eventually I decided, hey, I want to be a helper. I was already in ministry. I was wanting to do that anyway, but I thought I want to help people when they're going through these difficult times. And so I got my degree in counseling. I started doing that, and this was just another way for us to sort of reach out and help people going through difficult stuff. I can't understand everything that people go through, but we have on people who can share with us those experiences, and then hopefully myself and Travis and Will, with our backgrounds in ministry and counseling, whatever else it may be, Travis with teaching, that we can sort of also put some things out there that will help people as they're going through these things. So that's kind of our why, or my why is I've just always kind of wanted to help people through those dark places, but also prepare people to help other people through those dark places. So I think that's kind of what mine is all about. And I know Will has been working with us as well. Will, what's your thoughts on these things as far as our why is concerned for why we're here?
So when we kind of talked about the podcast at the very beginning, Travis, you mentioned 3 H's, helping, healing, and humor. And I know kind of the three of us have got to spend quite a bit of time. And if you're just listening for the first time, what you're going to understand is we love to have fun. That's one big thing that all three of us enjoy, that we've kind of bonded over from time to time. And so part of this is I want to help people realize that you can still have fun in life. And you can have good, clean fun. You can laugh at yourself. You can laugh at us. You can laugh at other people, kind of all of those things, and bring a little bit of joy into other people's life. And another big why for me was we did the 30-day challenge and the 50-day challenge. The BATcave challenges to help people physically, spiritually, and emotionally. And one of the big things that we started finding out in our Facebook group was people were actually changing their lifestyles. Yeah. We had several people that ended up losing 25, 30 pounds because they actually listened to some of our encouragement, which is a little scary.
Which is scary. Yeah.
And so it was really neat to me to have people text me and go, I appreciate what y'all are doing. I've dropped 25 pounds in the last 30 days. And man, I just found a lot of fulfillment in knowing that maybe in some small way, I helped somebody become better, whether that was because of motivation or just letting people know, hey, here's something that you can be doing. And so part of my why has really been seeing people change. Yeah. And I know just getting started, if we're already seeing that change, there's going to be a whole lot more to come. So I'm just really, really excited about everything that we're going to be putting out.
And I think that we're going to get into that, and we're going to talk a little bit about where you can find all of our content, where you can give us some feedback right after these messages. What do you think of when I say school night dinners? Pretty sure you didn't think healthy, effortless, or relaxed. The back-to-school season is stressful under normal circumstances. Everyone has to readjust to keeping a schedule after a couple of months of the laid-back pace of summer. This year, the adjustment period will be an even bigger shock to the system, since many of us have been home for almost 5 months due to the COVID-19 school closings last spring. The readjustment to the faster pace of the daily work and school grind will be stress-inducing for everyone, and new school guidelines like mandatory face masks, temperature scan stations, and social distancing practices may make little ones even more prone to anxiety, even if they don't say it out loud. This year, it will be even more important for us as parents to be attentive to our kiddos as we get back to a semi-normal routine this fall, checking in to make sure that they are faring well mentally and emotionally, and helping them process all of the changes they will be experiencing. I know what you're thinking. That's easier said than done. There are so many urgent things that have to be dealt with every evening, like cooking dinner, packing lunches, doing laundry, and homework, that it's easy for the more important things, like our kids' mental and emotional health, to take a back seat.
Hi, Whitney, Travis's other half here. How about a week's worth of easy weeknight dinners for your family? We've done the planning for you. As a parent, the hours between the end of the school day and bedtime are precious. During the school year, our kids spend more waking hours with their teacher than they do with us. I don't know about you, but I don't want to waste the majority of that precious time in the kitchen. But I still want to provide my family with a healthy, tasty, and budget-friendly dinner. That's why we're giving you a meal plan with a week's worth of quick and easy, almost hands-free dinners for your family, complete with a grocery list. So you can take meal planning, shopping, and cooking off your to-do list. Now you have quality time to spend with your family. You can tend to the urgent and the important things and still have a relaxed, unhurried meal at the table with your family. Go to benandtravis.com/meal plan to sign up. We will send the meal plan and grocery list straight to your inbox.
And welcome back. We, again, have just kind of been going through in this episode a little bit about what we're doing now and the kind of the new revamp of Ben and Travis. And, of course, benandtravis.com is where you find it's kind of the hub of all of the stuff that we're doing. We've got several things that are there. We want you to go visit that, check it out. Of course, we are encouraging people to subscribe to that. It's the first thing you see when you go to benandtravis.com is the subscription. Put your name, first name, last name, and an email address. It's absolutely free, but there's some really great things that we feel like, I mean, we can say they're great. We hope that you guys think that they're great, that we're sending your way. One of the first things that you're going to get when you subscribe, the first thing you're going to get is a link to 28 days of focused living. This is a little ebook that Travis and Will and I and really some other people worked pretty hard on, putting some things back or putting some things in place for us to sort of challenge ourselves. It was sort of born out of the 30-day challenge, the 50-day challenge. And as we were just going through this whole COVID thing, we were trying to find ways to encourage people. And so that's what the 28 days of focused living is about. It's less physical stuff and more spiritual, emotional health, just things to remind yourself to do some things for people, do some things for yourselves, do some things to kind of get our minds back towards service to others. And so that can be found on our website. There's links to our YouTube videos, CYC videos. Those of you who have been at CYC with us for a long time, there's a link to that. There's a link to our Facebook groups. There's a link to some other content. And of course, on the email that you get, it's not just the 28 days of focused living, but each week we're going to be sending out an email, one a week, that's just got this podcast link that we do that week. And then it's also going to have some extra content, maybe a 2 or 3 minute devotional thought, 2 or 3 minute encouragement for mental health. It's going to have a few articles in it, but we're going to send that one email a week just out to those people who subscribe. It's just going to be some content. You may even get some extra content from some of our podcasts. So we just want you to be on that. And there's always going to be some special stuff attached there. And so, Travis, why don't you tell us a little bit more about the Facebook page or the Facebook group? Because I know you're one of our big social media pushes. I'm the old guy, so I don't do as much of that stuff as you guys do. So tell us a little bit more about that page.
So on the website, benandtravis.com, you can subscribe, and then you scroll down, and the next thing you're going to see is that Facebook page. You just click the link. It's going to take you to the group. You subscribe in there, and that's a great way to give us feedback. If there's a podcast or a topic or something that you want us to cover on the podcast, or you've got some tips on the 28 days of focus, you got a mental Monday that you're doing, we want to know about that. We want to share it. We want you to share it. We want your input, because it's so important to us, because we want to give you and help you in the ways that you need help, or you can help us. And so we really want you to go join that. It's you can go and also search 50-day BATcave 50-day challenge. That'll bring you there, and we can get you into that group, and we'll start encouraging you. You encourage us. That's just been a tremendous path for encouragement to me. I've just enjoyed that so much, way more than I thought I would. So let me encourage you to join us there, so that we can really grow our tribe, our family there, and have a great presence, namely, and most importantly, for the Lord, to encourage one another to be the best that we can be. And, I think that there's, obviously you heard the meal plan. You can, if you're already subscribed, you're going to get that. And so you don't feel like you have to go subscribe again. That's going to come to you. Also I have this, birdie who's told me this secret that if you're subscribed and you get the email on this Tuesday that's coming, the day that this is released, around 11 o'clock, there should be a really cool little surprise in there, right, Will?
That's right. So in your email this Tuesday, you're going to find a QR code, and it's one of those little pictures, almost like a little barcode. And it's going to have $50 on it for our entire email list. And so we've got a little over 200 people right now. And so everybody's going to get to share that $50. You can drive right up to your nearest Chick-fil-A, show that little QR code after you order to those sweet, sweet angels there. And your meal, milkshake, whatever it is, will be completely on the Ben and Travis group. And so we'll
until
pay
the
for
$50 is gone, and then it's not on us anymore.
So you got to be there quick. It's going to be happening. You'll get that email around 11. So I'm assuming by 11:30, 11:45, that $50 is going to be gone. So be watching for that. Plan your lunch around it, and hopefully the Ben and Travis web page group can take care of lunch for you come this Tuesday. So be looking for that QR code in your email. You'll just show that to them at Chick-fil-A. They'll scan it, and that will basically be your money for the meal. So we'll hope that you'll take advantage of that.
And we're not going to complain if, you take a picture of your meal or your milkshake or your cup of tea that you drank, since it's the best tea on the planet some of the times. If you take a picture of that and you tag us in it and just say, hey, this is from the Ben and Travis gang, that would be awesome. And then maybe some other people will get connected into some of this content that we're hoping to help you and them with. So we would love if you would just kind of share that. So don't have to, but we would love for you to.
Well, brothers, this is the beginning of the new era, the Helping Healing Humor podcast, episode number 1. You guys got anything else you'd like to share before we close the book on it?
Man, I just love the accountability of all this. Like you said earlier, this is something that we kind of started to help other people, but it's really helped me. It's been something, the BATcave challenges and all that have just been stuff that helps me too. So I just love it. I think I've heard that from other people that they've loved the accountability part, and I just love the accountability from you two guys. And so just hanging out with y'all is awesome.
Yeah, come join us. It's going to be a fun ride. We're going to do a lot of great things together. And so we hope to see you really, really soon.
Guys, y'all can find us at Instagram.com/Ben and Travis, Twitter.com/Ben and Travis. Come see us on Facebook. We'd love to have you. Let us know. Give us a shout out. We'll shout out right back at you. Y'all all have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thanks for being with us for this episode of the Helping Healing Humor podcast. Be sure to download our free ebook, 28 Days of Focused Living, at benandtravis.com and receive all of our helping, healing, and humor extra content directly in your inbox. We look forward to having you join us at the same Ben and Travis time, same Ben and Travis channel.